he's not bowling like a sophomore. I mean,
No.
he's definitely bowling levels up.
All right, well, continue the good luck, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Sean Hay of your Collinsville Kahawks bowling team. We are underway in match number 2, and we do have some to tell you about. Told you that P.J. Tuttleben is going to come in here in this second matchup for Collinsville. And Lance Perky has come in this second matchup for Alton. As Tuttleben is the 5th bowler for Collinsville, and we are already through the first frame here for the Kahawks, and back-to-back strikes by Collinsville. Here is Gavin Taylor over on 27, the final bowler for Alton, and he'll leave up that 10-pin. Time to thank some more of our sponsors while we have a moment. How about Metro East Roofing and Guttering? Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, your guttering, and your siding needs. Located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call at 345-5679 today for your free estimate. You can visit their Facebook page also at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. As Gavin Taylor misses his 10-pin over there to end up this first frame, and we are dead even after one frame, 49 each. Ryan Warner will start off frame number 2 in match number 2 over here on 27. Warner finished with a 247 in his first game, and after starting off the second match with a spare, he picks up a strike here in this second frame, the beginnings of this second frame. Matt Ingdahl picks up a strike over on 28 for Alton to keep the match going back and forth. Here is Nathan Hay. Hay picks up a strike. Pins were a little slow to fall, but nevertheless, the end result is the only thing that really matters. Chris Duke. Also picks up a strike. Back and forth we go. Here is Ethan Gardner, who moves up to the 3rd spot here in this second match. He'll pick up that strike. Trevor Vallow over on 28 also does the same thing. We got strikes flying all over the place around here. That's 3 straight for each team here in this second. And here is Eli Hay on 27, trying to continue that success. He will. Jared Cochran on 28 for Alton. And he'll knock down 8 of the 2. Actually, that is Lance Perky. So Perky takes over for Cochran in that 4th spot. Here is P.J. Tuttleben, the senior for Collinsville, down 27. And he will pick up the strike, and Collinsville will strike out the side here in frame number 2. So Perky over on 28 for Alton, trying to pick up his spare. He will only hit that 10 ball and leave the other pin standing there, and that means it's up to Gavin Taylor here to try to help his team out. Collinsville finished with the second frame. That is 6 straight strikes thrown by Collinsville here in this second match after Warner, Hay, and Gardner missed strikes on their first frame tries. Since then, Hay and Tuttleben picked up back-to-back strikes to end the first, and then everybody gets a strike here in the second. That includes Gavin Taylor for Alton. So after 2 frames in the books, Collinsville has a 3-pin lead, 139 to 136. for Alton. They almost had 5 strikes in that frame as well. Lance Perkey was the only one who didn't as he. Meanwhile, Ryan Warner here on lane 27 for Alton, and he doesn't. Goes right by the left side of that pin, and he didn't like the way that felt when it left his hand, and immediately grabs at that thumb. Chris Duke steps up on 27 for Alton. He lets it rip and leaves the 10 pin standing there. Meanwhile, Nathan Hay takes care of all the pins. Duke over here on 27. He'll pick up that 10 pin. And on 28, we continue the free-flowing strikeness as Ethan Gardner picks up his team's 9th strike out of their last 10 throws. Trevor Vallow over on 27 left a couple of pins standing. Here is Eli Hay on 28 for the Kahawks, and ooh, left that 10 pin up. You can tell these guys are really wanting all those strikes. JV game number 2, just beginning the 5th frame. Collinsville up 291 to 235. Here we are midway through the 3rd. As Valor throws down 27 for Alton, he'll pick up his spare, and Eli Hay trying to knock off that 10 pin. Jared Cochran, or excuse me, Lance Perkey. I don't even know who's playing anymore. Perkey. Down 27, gets a strike. So Toddleben down 28 for the Kahawks. And he'll pick up a strike as well. So now Gavin Taylor becomes the final bowler. Gavin Taylor bowled a 160 in his last game. Sends it down 27. And he'll end up with a strike. .232 on the boards for Alton after 3 frames. .256 on the board for Collinsville after 3. As we begin the 4th frame here in match number 2. And we will start those off with strikes on both sides of the boards. Ryan Warner for Collinsville. Matt Ingdahl for Alton. And now Nathan Hay for Collinsville. Chris Duke up over on 28 for Alton, trying to keep it going. Both of these teams are throwing a lot of strikes here tonight. Oh, couldn't quite get that 4 pin to fall down. Could Chris Duke over on 28. And now Ethan Gardner on 27 for the Kahawks. Will try to keep the strike parade going. He can't. He's got himself a split. Meanwhile, Chris Duke trying to pick up that 4 pin. His try is on the way, and it is successful. A little bit rougher here for Ethan Gardner trying to pick up his spare. His attempt is on the way as well. He will pick up 2 of the 3. And that'll break a string of 2 in a row thrown by the Collinsville sophomore. As Eli Hay picks up a strike for the Kahawks. Valor has to pick up a spare for Collinsville. Lets it fly down 27. He'll pick up a strike. That will be his 3rd. Make that 4th. Jared Cochran. Oh, excuse me, Lance Perky. Ready to throw down 28 here for Alton. He'll wipe out the right side, leave the left side up. 4 in a row now for Tottleben on the strikes. He leads all players here in this second match with 90 through 4 frames. Collinsville 371 pins through 4 frames. Perky trying for a spare over here on 28. And we still have Gavin Taylor to finish up frame number 4. Spare is good for Perky, and that'll leave things up to Gavin Taylor. Taylor readies himself on lane 28. And he will end the frame with a strike. And after 4 complete, Collinsville with 371 pins down, Alton with 328. Let's thank the city of Collinsville. You can check out the city of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in Collinsville. Coming up next is the Christmas at the Collins House holiday celebration. That'll take place on Saturday, December the 1st from 5:30 to 8:30. The city of Collinsville, once again, a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck this sports season. Ryan Warner starts off the 5th frame with a strike for Collinsville. Matt Ingdahl could not do the same on 27 here for Alton, as he'll leave 4 of the 6 up. Nathan Hay down 28, follows up. Warner strike with 1 of his own. 4 straight strikes now for Nathan Hay, and a pickup by Ingdahl of the spare over here on 27. And now Ethan Gardner steps up here for the Kahawks on 28. And he'll leave up the 10 pin. Chris Duke on 27 for the Redbirds. Good. Gardner still has to pick up that 10 pin over there on 28. Just beginning the 7th frame on the JV side. Collinsville 452, Alton 400. Gardner picks up his spare. Trevor Vallow on 27. Lets it fly and leaves 3. And on 28, big strike there for Eli Hay. Trevor Vallow on 27, trying to pick up his spare. And he does so. PJ Tottleben up now for Collinsville. He is working on his 5th straight strike, already has 4 in a row. His try down 28 is on the way, and it is successful. That 10 pin took a second to go down, but it did. 5 in a row for Tottleben. There is Lance Perky, and he throws a gutter ball. Don't see that very often. Sometimes those kids throw those spinning curveballs, and every once in a while, one will get away and it will not spin or curve, and then just fall right off into the gutter. And I believe that is what happened to Mr. Lance Perky here as he goes for a spare on lane 27. Collinsville all finished with the 5th frame. They now have a 481 score. That's a tough way to get all 10 down in the spare department for Perky. So Gavin Taylor due up now to finish out the 5th frame here for the Alton Redbirds. Taylor awaits the pins to be set. They are. He's ready to go. Taylor's ball on the way. And Taylor has 4 strikes in a row. We are through 5. Collinsville has 481 on the board. Swap the 1 and the 8 around, and that's Alton's score. Collinsville 481, Alton 418. Here is Ryan Warner on 27 for the Kahawks. Looking for his turkey, and he gets it. 4 out of his last 5 have been strikes, but that's 3 in a row for the Collinsville senior. And Ingdahl on the other side leaves up the 7 pin. I don't know whether you heard this or not, folks, but we're expecting a lot of snow tonight. Overnight, pretty much all day tomorrow. They're calling about anything from 4 to 8 inches in these parts. Here is Nathan Hay on 27, and he'll leave up 2 on the right side. I do have a hockey game scheduled tomorrow night, but if they're going to get some snow like they think they are, I don't know if the team will cancel the game, but I will. I will cancel the live stream, and then you'll just put up another one later because I don't like driving around in that crappy weather, and my car doesn't like it either. Well, more of my car than me. Nathan Hay picks up his spare for Collinsville, and here is Chris Duke down 28, and with an emphatic fist pump, all of them fall down. Here is Ethan Gardner now for Collinsville on 27. And he'll knock all of them down. Been a couple of frames since Gardner has had a strike. Ran into some bad luck with a split 2 frames ago, but nice to find him getting his groove back. Meanwhile, Trevor Vallow, who bowled a 204 in the first match that Collinsville won, is up on 28. And now we have a bunch of pins all messed up over on 27. That was a strike for Gardner, so nice to see him get out of that little streak where he missed a couple. And now for Collinsville, it is Eli Hay on 27 and Lance Perky for Alton on 28. First Hay. He gets a strike and follows it up with a little Karate Kid pose. Here's Perky. Perky down 28. Leaves the 10 pin. P.J. Tottleben coming up on 27, looking for his 6th straight strike. And here's his try. Nope, not this time. Left up that 1 and that 3 pin, so 5 straight strikes in a row, and that streak ends right there. Here is Perky over on 28 trying to snag that 10 pin over there. And he will. Toddleben trying to pick up his spare here on 27. He does. And one more bowler to go. That's Gavin Taylor for Alton. And he'll leave the 10 pin as well. Taylor. Ready to end the 7th here for the Redbirds. It is on the way. And he picks it up. They're just starting the 9th on the JV side. Collinsville has a 570 to 515 lead. Over here on the varsity side, we just completed 6. Collinsville up 617 to 525. Well, if you're looking to buy a home or sell your current one, you can trust the Blaylock team of RE/MAX Alliance with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, guess what? They will donate $200 to your favorite Kahok Booster Club. Call Peyton or Emily Blaylock today. Their number is 618-780-4622, or you can visit them online, www.blaylockteam.com. Just beginning the 7th frame here at Camelot Bowl. Diane Hartman, Art, all the Hartmans. Fine folks here in Collinsville, and they've been doing this bowling alley thing for a while. They got it down pat. Ryan Warner picked up a spare to begin the 7th. Now here is Nathan Hay on 28, and he will follow that spare up with a strike. Here is Trevor Vallow for Alton on 27. And he will pick up a strike. So now it's up to Ethan Gardner over here for the Kahawks on 28. Broke a string of 2 straight frames without a strike with 1 in the last frame. Now here he is in the 7th trying to get that doublé. And he does pick up the doublé. Lance Perky on 27, ready to let it go here for Alton. It's on the way. And Perky picks up a strike. Eli Hay on 28. He does as well. The 10 pin was the last pin to fall. So that brings up Gavin Taylor over here on 27 to end his team's 7th. As PJ Toddleben is ready to do the same on lane 28. Taylor leaves up 1. Toddleben does not. So Collinsville is finished with the 7th frame, and they complete 7 with a score of 735. Almost 100 pins better here. Well, it is 100 pins better than Alton, even if Taylor hits this pin, which he does. Collinsville will have a lead of 101 pins, 735 to 634. We begin frame number 8 as they begin frame number 10. 2 lanes over on the JV side, and Collinsville right now leading 650 to 571. Here's Ryan Warner on 27, and he'll wipe them all out to begin the 8th. Matt Ingdahl trying to do the same over here on 28. He cannot. Nathan Hay ready to let it fly down 27. Hay has 3 of his last 4 frames as strikes. And he'll have to wait for the next one. Leaves up the 1. Ingdahl trying to pick up his spare on 28. That's a little tough, but he almost pulled it off. That 2 pin went right behind that 10 pin instead of right into it, as Nathan Hay picks up his spare on 27. Chris Duke ready to let it fly down 28. It's on the way and takes out the left side this time. Gardner down 27 for the Kahawks. Knocks them all down, and Gardner now has a turkey. Here's Chris Duke. And he can't pick up that sleeper pin back there, and he stands there and barks at that pin that's still standing. Yeah, been there, done that. Here's Eli Hay for Collinsville. He leaves up the 1 pin. Eli, I believe, was working on 5 in a row. Yes, he was. Here's Trevor Vallow on 28 for the Alton Redbirds. And he'll wipe them all out. Now Eli Hay trying to pick up his spare on 27. He does. And P.J. Tottleben will finish things out on 27 for Collinsville, but first Lance Perkey. Well, Tottleben will get up there before Perkey does. Tottleben is the last bowler of the 5 for Collinsville. Perkey is bowler number 4 of the 5 for Alton. Ooh, that's an ugly split. Nothing worse than a 7-10 unless you're looking at a 4-7 plus a 6-10. Perkey on 28 for the Redbirds. Wipes them all out. Tottleben has his hands full. He'll go after the 2 on the right, or on the left, excuse me, and he'll knock those down. And that's it. As we head to the 9th frame, Collinsville up. Well, we're not done with the 10th, or the 8th frame yet, sorry. Gavin Taylor still has to throw on 28 for the Alton Redbirds. His first attempt is on the way. And he'll have to use 2 to take care of this one. Gavin Taylor, ready down lane 28. And it's successful. After 8 frames, Collinsville 850 and Alton 744. Looks like they are down to the final 2 bowlers on the JV side in match number 2. Collinsville still has the lead. We'll, of course, pass along that final to you when we can, or when we get it. Down 27. Ingdahl leaves up the 10 pin while Ryan Warner picks up a strike on 28 for Collinsville. 7, he'll hit it. Hay going for the 10 pin on 28. he will curve just to the left of the pin at the last moment. Chris Duke now up on 27 for Alton. He'll knock them all down. Well, both JV teams improved over their first match. First match was won by Collinsville 709 to 637 for Alton. Second match, Collinsville adds about 81 pins and picks up a 790, while Alton adds on a nice handful themselves and goes from 637 to 671. But the Alton Redbirds have now lost the first two matches on the JV side. Varsity trying to match it as well. Fourth straight strike for Trevor Vallow on the Alton side. Meanwhile, here is Eli Hay on lane 28, and Eli picks up a strike that gives him 4 out of his last 5. Here is Lance Perkey for Alton on lane 27. And he'll take care of all of it. Here is P.J. Tottleben for Collinsville on lane 28, and he'll do the same thing. And now it's up to Gavin Taylor to close out the 9th frame. And move on to the 10th. He'll leave up 2. So Gavin Taylor has one more throw coming his way before we head to the 10th. And he'll take that throw here on 27. And he'll get it. Nicely done there by Gavin Taylor. Picking up that strike, or that spare, excuse me. And now we head to the 10th frame. Collinsville up 948 to 842. So they have a comfortable 106 pin lead here. As we begin the 10th frame, Ryan Warner on 27 will send us there in style with a strike. This place is thinned out. I think people are very wary of the weather that's coming and has said, let's go home. Ingdale over on the Alton side matches the strike thrown by Ryan Warner. Each will have a couple of extra throws coming their way. Warner slings it. And strike number 2. That now gives him 4 in a row. Ingdahl trying to match it over there on 28. He will. So each has one more coming their way. Here's Warner and his try. And he'll pick up a turkey to end the game. And he will improve over his first score by 1 pin. 247 in the first frame, or the first match, excuse me, 248 here in this one. Matt Ingdahl ready for his final throw here in match 2 on 28. They let a sub throw that last ball, and he did not hit all of them. Here is Eli Hay, who leaves himself a little bit of a split. Doable. Ingdahl ends up with a 182, well off of his first mark of 224. Nathan Hay on 27, trying to pick up this spare and give himself an extra try here. He will not. And Nathan will still improve on his first game. He threw a 205 in match number 1, excuse me, a 202 in match number 1, ends up with a 205 here. Meanwhile, Chris Duke picks up a strike on his first throw in the 10th, so he'll have a couple of bonus shots. Here is Ethan Gardner for Collinsville on lane 27. Down she goes. And left that 10 pin. Chris Duke on 28 for Alton. And he'll pick up 2 in a row. 3 in a row altogether. But 2 here in this 10th frame. Here is Ethan Gardner trying to pick up his spare by picking off that 10 pin. He does so, so he'll have an extra throw. Collinsville had 1,063 in their first. They should pass that here in the second. Chris Duke trying for a turkey in the 10th. And he gets that. So Chris Duke will finish with 223. Eclipsing his first match mark of 186. Gardner's final throw here in match number 2. And he will pick them all up, knock them all down, and young Mr. Gardner will end up with a 213. A little bit off his first match of 227. Trevor Vallow picks up a strike on his first throw. Eli Hay on 27 for Collinsville will have a couple of bonus throws coming his way as well. Vallow on 28. It's on the way, and he'll knock them all down again. Eli Hay trying to match here on 27. He can't. Already through with the first frame in the final match for the JV side. Collinsville with the 1-pin lead, 39-38, as the junior varsity Kahawks have won both of their first matches. Here is Eli Hay trying to pick up this spare. He'll pick up the 2, leave the 1. Here is Trevor Vallow trying to complete a turkey in the 10th, but he has much more than that. I just can't quite get that last pin to fall, though. He ended up with 6 in a row before that. And Vallow finishes up with a 244, 40 pins, better than his first match. Toddleman picks up a strike in the 10th to start things off for Collinsville, their last bowler here in this second match. Lance Perky ready to go on 28 for Alton. Perky. Trying to add to his 156. He did not play in the first match, so there is a strike for Perky. Toddleman ready to go on lane 27 for Collinsville with his second throw here in this 10th. He has one more coming his way, and it'll be for a strike. Perky for Alton also has a couple more throws coming his way. Perky's ball. Good for his second strike. Toddleman trying to strike out the 10th frame and give him a turkey 10th. He does. 4 strikes to end this second match for Collinsville, and Toddleman ends up with a 244. Just 4 pins behind the leader so far, Ryan Warner. Perky has one more coming to him, and then Gavin Taylor will have his try in the 10th, and then that'll do it for match number 2. Perky brings it down 28. And he'll leave that 1 pin standing. And end with a 2:15. Gavin Taylor ready to come up. He's already eclipsed his first match score of 160. He has a 183, depending on how things go here. Collinsville is already finished and have themselves a score of 1,142. That eclipsed their first mark of 1,063. Taylor lets it fly down 28. He will pick up a strike. Everybody's saving all these strikes for the 10th, huh? Lots of them. Gavin Taylor has his ball. Pins are set. He's ready for throw number 2 here in the 10th. And it is on the way. And he'll pick up a strike there as well. One more coming his way, and then we'll be off to game, set, and match number 3. JVers are already beginning the 3rd frame of their final match. Collinsville up 134 to 103. JV has also won their first 2 matches. Here's the last ball of the 2nd match. And it's thrown by Gavin Taylor, and Taylor will miss out by a couple of pins on that 10th frame turkey. But Taylor will end up with a 221, way better than his 160. So Collinsville wins this 2nd match, 1,142 to 1,085 for Alton, with 1 more match left to go. So we will take a timeout. And match number 3 will begin just momentarily here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
Same 5 bowlers for Collinsville they had in match number 2 will bowl here in match number 3, while the Redbirds have made a change. They bring in Travion Ward, and Ward is up now on lane 28 instead of Matt Ingdahl. For Collinsville, Warner and Hay have already thrown, and a spare and an open frame for Collinsville to start off this third and final match. Chris Duke stays in the number 2 spot, though, for Alton. And he picks up a strike. And here is Ethan Gardner for the Kahawks, trying to pick up his spare on 27. He does. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects to help the needy in Collinsville. If you'd like any information on any fundraising event hosted by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, you can visit the Collinsville Service Club's Facebook page. Collinsville head coach Sean joins us now, and Coach,
Too much. If I have a person coming in off the bench and not sure if they're going to be able to bowl very well, or if it's just a risk, I usually put them in a spot where it looks like the point is already won.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I did with the second game.
And both teams improved on their first games.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, anyone capable of shooting 1080 is capable of doing it any time. So we're definitely going to have to stay on top of things here. It looks like we're having a slow first frame again.
Yeah,
so
well, you got to get off to that slow start, but if you can pick it up, then, you know, all's good.
For sure.
All's good. JVers are doing pretty well over there, too. They won their first 2 matches.
They won their first 2, and actually last game they were we had 3 out of 4 of them shoot well into the 2s, so that's boding well for the program.
All right, sir, thank you for the visit. We'll talk to you afterwards.
All right, thank you.
All right, that is Sean Hay. We'll talk to him during the post-game show here in just a little while as we are into the third and final matchup. And after 1 frame in the books, Collinsville with a lead of 47-34. Over on the JV side, they are about ready to begin the 5th frame. Collinsville up 268-198 over on lanes 29 and 30. Back to Collinsville. Ryan Warner will get ready to throw down lane number 28, as Travion Ward will do the same over here on 27. But first, Ryan Warner leaves the 10 pin. On 27 now for Alton. Over on 28. Ward trying to pick up his spare ahead of Nathan Hay. Ward finally gets that thing down there and misses, and still shaking that left hand. I'm a southpaw too, I know how that feels. Looking at that left thumb, giving him a little bit of a bother as Nathan Hay also leaves up 10. Chris Duke down 27. Picks them all up. Nathan Hay has 1 more to pick up, down 28. And that's got a lot of spin. Comes back the last moment, man. That thing hugged that far side edge and teetered with the possibility of going over. Here is Trevor Vallow. And he'll pick up a strike. Ethan Gardner on 28 for Collinsville. Gardner knocks down 7 of the 10. As Lance Perkey stays in the game for Alton as well. He is the 4 bowler. So Jared Cochran, who bowled in the first one, is out of the final 2. And then Matt Ingdahl, who bowled in the first 2, is out here in this third one. As Perkey leaves 1. Here is Gardner's attempt on 28 at the spare. He picks that up. Perkey for Alton. Ready on 27. Smooth ball. Nicks the left side, takes care of it. Here is Eli Hay on 28 for Collinsville. Started off with a strike in the first frame, but can't get that 10 pin to fall here in the second. Gavin Taylor. He's played in all 3 matches here and picked up his play after a 160 in the first match. Went up to a 221 here in the second. Started off with a strike here in the third and follows that up with another strike here in frame number 2. Seemed to have a lane stuck over here on 28. As Eli Hay still has that 10 pin standing. Don't know why, because he knocked it down. The machine put the 10 pin right back there where it was. So we have to wait for the fixer-upper people to come out here and take care of it. So as I mentioned earlier, we did have a hockey game scheduled for you tomorrow night between Collinsville and Granite City, but from the looks of the weather, I don't know if the team will cancel it because they are not associated with the IHSA, nor are they governed by the high school itself. And since those 2 things are the case, they do not use school buses to get back and forth from their games. So it's all done by private vehicles. And of course, you cannot tell a private person they can't go somewhere, even when the weather's bad. So not sure if the team will cancel the game or if the rink will cancel the game or who will cancel the game. Not even sure it's going to get canceled. Even if they play it, I have decided that I am not going to take a chance in driving in this yucky weather over the next 24 hours or so and go out there and do a high school hockey game. So I will find another game to put on the schedule to take place of it. Matter of fact, I think Collinsville plays Granite City coming up here in a couple of weeks. I might have an opening on my schedule to just swap out one Granite City game for the other Granite City game. That's my plan, and I'm probably sticking to it. Now we're back ready to go. Here is Travion Ward on 28 for Granite. He'll knock down 8 of the 10. And now here is Nathan Hay on 27 for Collinsville, picking up a strike. Titleman picked up a strike while I was jabbing. Jibber jabber. Gardner down 27 for Collinsville. Looking to make it 3 strikes to start off this third frame, and no, he'll leave himself a split instead. There is Travion Ward on 28 for the Alton Redbirds, trying to pick up his spare. And it hugged that left side gutter for a while and broke toward the right at the last second, but not far enough to do any damage. Gardner trying to pick himself up a tricky split. He'll take care of the two on the right side, leave the other. That broke a string of 2 spares to start off this third match here for Collinsville. Meanwhile, Chris Duke picks up a turkey. He starts off his final match with 3 straight strikes. Here is Eli Hay, and Eli will knock down 8 of the 10. Meanwhile, Trevor Vallow on 28, ready to let it fly. Just getting ready to start the 7th frame over on the JV side of things as Vallow hits a strike. Collinsville up 439 to 297 on the JV side, and the junior varsity Kahawks have already picked up 2 wins in the first 2 matches, as has their varsity counterparts. Eli picks up his spare. And now P.J. Tottleben will take his turn here in the 3rd. Perky up first for Alton on lane 28. It's on the way, and a strike. Here is Tottleben. Ball curves out to the left, and he'll pick up a strike as well. So Collinsville finishes up the 3rd frame, waiting on Gavin Taylor to finish things up for Alton over on the other lane. Collinsville right now sitting at 207. And Alton and Gavin Taylor leaves himself a 7-10 split. But Alton is going to have enough pins to take the lead here after 3 frames. Right now they stand at 233. It'll either be 233, 234, or in rare instances, 235 if Gavin Taylor can pick up this 7-10 split. Doesn't happen that often, but it's been done before. Taylor lets it fly. Going for that 7-pin. He'll nail it, leave the 10 standing, and Collinsville trailing this one 235 to 207 after 3 frames. Jay veers into the 7th. Collinsville with a commanding 449 to 333 lead. Here is Warner over on 28. He'll leave himself a small split. As Trevion Ward lines up his sights on lane 27 here for Alton. He'll pick up a strike. Let's thank Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor that you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 407-5466 or online at pacedesignconstruct.com. 4th frame underway here on the varsity side. Halfway through the 7th frame on the JV side, and here is Nathan Hay on lane 28. And he'll leave up 1. Chris Duke on lane 27. Has himself a split, and he'll only pick up 1. Nathan Hay trying to pick up his spare on 28. And he does so. Basketball season begins next week. Did you know that? Monday the 19th, both the boys and the girls swing into action. Boys are in Heron in a basketball tournament there. The Pyramid Tournament, I believe they call that. And the girls are in the Nashville Thanksgiving Tournament starting Monday. So basketball season is just about here. There's Gardner with a strike on 28. Right after, Trevor Vallow threw a gutter ball on his first try on lane 27. Vallow down 27 once again. And this time he picks up all of them, but it is a spare. Instead of a strike, and Eli Hay knocks down 7 of his 10 over on lane 28. Here is Lance Perky on lane 27 for Alton. Perky lets it fly.
It's up to you, as long as you're warm.
And leaves 3 up as well. Eli Hay going after his spare now, and he'll pick him up. Perky going for his spare on 27. Before Toddleben lines up his shot on 28. Perky ready to go. And he'll pick up his spare as well. So now Toddleben getting to throw, looking for a turkey. An open frame in the first, but since then, back-to-back strikes, and now make that back-to-back-to-back strikes. Here is Gavin Taylor on 27 for Alton. And he'll take care of all of them. That'll end the 4th frame. Collinsville gets a little bit of that back, but Alton still leads after 4 frames here in this final match, 321 to 302. Jay Veers are in the middle of the 8th frame, and Collins. And a strike for Travion Ward on 28. Gives him back-to-back strikes as we begin the 5th frame. Chris Duke on lane 28 now for Alton. He'll let it fly, and he'll pick up a strike. Ryan Warner, the lead bowler for Collinsville here in this 3-match set, does the same. Collinsville won the first 2 matches, so they have won this overall match against Alton. Vallow down 28. Hits a strike after his last frame where he hit a gutter ball on his first and then came back and knocked them all down for a spare. Makes up for that a little bit. Oh, that 10 pin just would not fall there for young Nathan Hay. Wobbled, but would not fall. So Nathan Hay going for the 10 pin for a spare, and he'll throw it in the gutter instead. Lance Perky up for Alton on lane 28. His ball is on the way. And he'll leave up the 10 pin. Here's Ethan Gardner for Collinsville on 27. He'll leave the 7 pin. So we have a 7-10 split just on different lanes. See how they did that there? Yeah, okay. Never mind. Perky will go for his 10 pin on 28 first. Perky sends it. Oh, just to the left of that 10 pin, so he misses his opportunity. A spare. Gardner trying his opportunity, and he'll hit his. Gavin Taylor ready for Alton on 28. PJ Titleman gets himself ready on 27 because he's up next. And strike by Gavin Taylor, who really picked up his game in the final few frames of that second match. And went from a 160 in the first match to a 221 in the second match. He's a little on fire right now. Eli Hay, he's the opposite. He's struggling a bit here in this third match. Here is Eli Hay going for the spare. It curves at the last minute, but wrapped itself around that head pin, and the head pin remains standing. Toddleman ready to finish out this fifth frame. And he does so in fine fashion with a strike. And at the end of 5 frames, Collinsville hanging close. Alton still has the lead though, 409 to 395. As they are just about ready to begin the 10th and final frame on the JV side. Right now, on the JV side, Collinsville up 665 to 486. Here is Travion Ward, and Ward stays on the left side, knocks down about 7 of them. Meanwhile, Ryan Warner trying to pick up a spare on 28. He will. Toddleman, by the way, 4 straight strikes after that last one to end the 5th. Ward up for Alton, trying to pick up his spare on 27. He'll only get the 1. Nathan Hay ready on 28 for the Kahawks. That's a strike. Chris Duke on 27 for Alton. Strike it is. Now Ethan Gardner will have his opportunity. Collinsville sophomore ready on 28. And here goes. And that's a strike as well. Trevor Vallow up for Alton. And he follows up with a strike. That's 3 straight strikes, 4 straight strikes on both teams. Eli Hay for Collinsville on 28, and he picks up a strike. So 3 straight strikes for Collinsville, 2 straight strikes for Alton, and we've had 5 straight strikes thrown here in this 6th frame. We'll see if Lance Perky can keep that going for Alton here on lane 27. It's on the way. And it is also a strike. Can you tell? So now here is PJ Toddleman, who has 4 strikes in a row. Trying to make it 4 strikes in a row for his team here in the 6th, and he can't get that 10 pin to fall. So here is Gavin Taylor. Taylor on lane 27. Lets it fly. And he will hit a strike. That's the turkey for Gavin Taylor. As Tottleben will go for this spare on the 10 pin on 28 to send us into the 7th frame. And it's a gutter ball. Just at the last second. A couple of bowlers left on the JV side of things, as they're just about completed with their 3rd and final match of the night. Collinsville up 699 to 551 right now on the JV lanes. Here is Ryan Warner, who leaves a pin standing. Trevion Ward steps up over on 28 here as we begin the 7th frame. For Alton. Hits the left side, and the only thing left standing is the 1 pin. Warner takes care of his spare on 27. It's hard to do, man. Knock down 9 pins, and the only one you leave up there is the 1 pin. Nathan Hay on 27 for Collinsville. That ball curved at the last minute, and good thing it did. Strike for young Mr. Hay. He has 2 in a row now. Trevion Ward on 28 for Alton. Lets it go, and he misses about an inch off to the right-hand side of that pin. You got the 1 pin left up there. You go up and throw it just like you were aiming at a strike. Here is Gardner on 27 for Collinsville. And a spinning pin just kind of took the feet right out from underneath of that 9 pin back there in that back row at the last minute. 10 pin stays up for Chris Duke on 28. Here is Eli Hay on 27 for the Kahawks. And another strike for Collinsville. Four strikes here in this 7th frame for the Kahawks after Warner started it off with a spare. So it's up to P.J. Tottleben to end this frame with 4 straight strikes. Chris Duke, the number 2 bowler, finishing up his 7th frame. Meanwhile, P.J. Tottleben, the 5th bowler for Collinsville, lets it fly on 27, so the Redbirds are a little behind here. And now they're really far behind because Tottleben picks up a strike, 4 in a row for Collinsville to end the 7th. And that is 5 of his last 6 for PJ. Here is Vallow, and Vallow knocks them all down. And Vallow now has a turkey. Right now, Alton is up by 9 pins over Collinsville, and they still have Perky and Taylor yet to throw. Perky first. I think that Perky just hit a strike. I can tell by the yelling while I was looking down, writing down scores from the JV game. The JV games are already finished, and Collinsville comes away with a 3-game sweep of Alton. They win the first one 709 to 637. Win the second set 790 to 671. And the third set, they won by 200 pins, 777 to 577. Meanwhile, on the varsity side here, Gavin Taylor and Lance Perky close out the 7th frame with back-to-back strikeouts. Collinsville had 4 strikes in that 7th frame, while the Alton Redbirds had 3. And after 7, Alton up 630 to 571. Here is Ryan Warner to begin the 8th frame for Collinsville over on 28, and he'll do so with a split. Trevion Ward on 27 now for Alton. Can't hit that head pin. Went to the left of it this time, went to the right of it when that was the only pin left on his last try. Here is Warner going for his spare. Almost had enough velocity on that ball to pop those pins off that back wall and back at that 10 pin, but yet the 10 pin still stands. Ward. Ready. And can't get that thing to bend far enough to the right. Meanwhile, Nathan Hay up on 28 takes care of all the pins that stood in front of him. Duke lets it go for Alton, and he will leave the 10 pin. Ethan Gardner lets it fly down lane 28, and he'll take care of all of them. Back-to-back strikes here in this 8th frame for Collinsville as they push to make a clean sweep of Alton here too, but the Kahawks do trail here in this 3rd set. That is a turkey. And a spare for Duke as Eli Hay sends it down 28, and he will pick up a strike. 3 straight strikes now for Collinsville, and that's the 3rd straight strike for Eli Hay as well. So a team turkey, an individual turkey, matter of fact, back-to-back turkeys by Gardner and Eli Hay. Here is Vallow, and Vallow continues the strike parade, but that's the 1st strike here in this 8th frame for Alton, but it's the 4th in a row for Vallow, excuse me. Here is Toddleben on 28, and he will hit that strike as well. So Collinsville 4 straight strikes after Gardner started off with a spare in frame number 8. Lance Perkey, who bowled a 215 in his one and only match on the varsity side, is ready to go on 27. And he'll leave up 3 on the right side. Collinsville awaits Alton to finish up as the Redbirds again are behind. Perkey has one more ball to throw, and then Gavin Taylor will have his turn here in this 8th frame. Perkey. We're ready to go. And he'll miss it off to the left and leaves all 3 pins standing. So now up to Gavin Taylor, as that may have helped Collinsville's chances there just a bit. Collinsville already finished with the 8th frame. They right now sit at 697, while Alton sits at 707. So a 10-pin difference, but Alton has one more bowler left to bowl here in this 8th frame, and that is Gavin Taylor, and he's up there on lane 27 and letting his first one go. And he picks up a strike. That'll help his team's cause. So after 8 are in the books, Collinsville trailing 737 to 697. 40-pin difference there as Ryan Warner begins over here on 27. We're in the 9th frame of the final match, and Warner will start us off with a strike. There is Trevion Ward on 28 for the Redbirds, and he can't get that ball to quite find its groove there, and once again can't hit the head pin as he struggles a bit. Here is Nathan Hay, and Hay will knock them all down. Back-to-back strikes to begin the 9th here for Collinsville. trailing in the 8th. As we headed into the 9th, we'll see how this pans out. Back-to-back strikes bode well here for Collinsville as Travion Ward can't find the strike zone, so to speak. Can't hit that head pin. Leaves up his 2. Here is Ethan Gardner on 27 for the Kahawks. That's 3 strikes in a row here to start the 9th frame for Collinsville. Here is Chris Duke for Alton. And he gets all of them. Last second, a couple of those pins went down. Here is Eli Hay for Collinsville. And he will continue the strike parade. 4 straight to start off this 9th. Trevor Vallow on lane 28 for Alton. His ball stays to the right of that head pin as P.J. Tottleben will come up and see if he can make it 5 strikes in this 9th frame for the Kahawks. It's on the way. Looks good. And it is. 5 strikes as the Kahawks struck out the frame here in the 9th. For Tottleben, he has a turkey. Here is Vallow, down 28, trying to pick up his spare. He does so. Well done, team. So Collinsville finished with the 9th as Alton still has 2 more bowlers to go, Perky and Taylor. Perky first on 28. Right now, Collinsville has 827 pins down to 793 for Alton. And a strike will help Alton's cause out by Perky. And that will bring up Gavin Taylor, who now has 4 in a row. Collinsville, 9 strikes in a row as a team. They only missed out on the perfect 8th by Ryan Warner's spare to start off the 8th. Since then, nothing but strikes. And Gavin Taylor had 4 in a row, but he'll have to settle for that as he left up the 2 back pins in the corner, the 6 and the 10. Right now we're tied, 827 to 827. We'll see what happens if Taylor can knock down this spare. Taylor's ball is on the way. And he will indeed knock down the spare. So the Kahawks go into the final frame, trailing 831 to 827, just a 4-pin difference. They've made up some ground here in the last moments, which should make for an interesting 10th frame. Here is Ryan Warner to start off the 10th frame on lane 28 for Collinsville. Kahawks looking for the clean sweep, and that's not going to help. That's a split for Warner. Travion Ward on 27 has struggled lately, struggling to hit that head pin. And he will still struggle to hit that head pin. Warner will take out just 1 of the 3 left for him. He takes out the 10 pin. And Warner, who had a 247 and a 248 respectively in the first 2 games, will finish 100 pins off of that first score with a 147. Nathan Hay gets a strike on lane 28, while Travion Ward is ready to throw his second ball. And he just cannot quite find that head pin, leaves 3 more standing. And for Ward, he will end up with a 106 in his one and only game on the varsity side. Meanwhile, Nathan Hay picks up strike number 2. Here is Chris Duke for Alton on 27. Gets 9 of the 10 and leaves the 10 pin up. Nathan Hay looking for a 10th frame turkey, can't get it. Left the 10 frame or left the 10 pin up. But Nathan will end up with a 236, by far his best finish of the day. Meanwhile, Chris Duke knocks down his 10-pin. He'll have one extra ball coming his way. Ethan Gardner coming up next for Collinsville. Gardner with a 227 and a 213 in his first 2 games, respectively. Lets it fly here in the 10th of the final match of the night. And he will pick up a strike. Chris Duke, his final ball here in this matchup with Collinsville tonight. And he'll get the strike this time. That 10-pin fell down at the last moment. And Duke ends up with a 214. His best game was that middle game with a 223. Here is Gardner looking for his second strike here in the 10th. And he'll get it. Trevor Vallow steps up on lane 27 for Alton. 6 in a row for Gardner. And Vallow picks up a much-needed strike for his team. So Gardner trying to end with 7 in a row here for Collinsville. His last ball of the night is on the way, and he will not get that strike. Left one standing. But finishes with a 232, his best game of the night, as Vallow gets back-to-back strikes for Alton. Kahawks look like they're going to be done before Alton will be, so this game will be decided very late. Collinsville has already won the night by winning the first 2 games. Here is Eli Hay, and he leaves up the 7-pin. Last ball of the night coming up for Trevor Vallow. And he'll knock down 7 of the 10. And Vallow will end up with a 245. 1 pin better than his last game of 244. Here is Eli Hay trying to pick up that spare to give himself an extra throw. He does. One more ball coming for Eli Hay. Lance Perkey steps up on 27 for Alton. His ball on the way. And he will leave up 2. Eli Hay's last throw of this night, and he'll finish with a strike. And for Eli, he'll finish with a 199. Perkey on 27. Brings it. Good for a spare. He'll have an extra throw. Here is P.J. Tottleben for Collinsville. He has got a turkey that he's worked on and now looking for 4 in a row. There it is. One more ball coming for Lance Perkey here for Alton. Well, the 215 his last time up, did Perkey. Won't get that far this time. Last ball of the night for Perkey is a strike, though. So he'll end on a high note. And he will end up with a 166. Here is Tottleben, and that is now 5 in a row for the Collinsville senior. Collinsville is going to come back and win this game, aren't they? Here is Gavin Taylor. Taylor, the last bowler for Alton. Lets it fly down 27. And he will knock down 9 of the 10. Last ball of the night for Collinsville, coming from the hands of P.J. Tottleben. It's on the way, and this one's going to miss off to the left-hand side, and he'll get 8 of the 10 to drop. And Tottleben will finish up with another 244, back-to-back. Here is Gavin Taylor trying to extend this one more ball. He will. Collinsville finished. And they have 1,058 right now. The last ball of the night for everyone, and it belongs to Gavin Taylor. Here it is. And he picks up a strike. And Taylor will end up with a 233. And Collinsville does indeed come back. They win it 1,058 to 964. This is after being down by 4 pins coming into that 10th and final frame. So Collinsville wins the night. Both the varsity and the JVers victorious here tonight with 3 wins on the evening. That brings us into the post-game show, which is brought to you by Cullup Jennings Florist. Cullup Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. They're located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. Right now, they have Thanksgiving room, dining room table centerpieces on sale starting at $30. So you have yourself 1 week and 1 day to go down to Cullup Jennings Florist and take advantage of that Thanksgiving special for your dining room table, the all-important centerpiece. For more information on that special or the open house coming up on November the 17th, you can give Cullup Jennings Florist a call at 344-0404 or online at cullupjennings.com. We'll have our post-game wrap-up with Coach Sean Hay in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network as Collinsville beats Alton tonight, both on the junior varsity and the varsity side. The post-game show is next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullup Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullup Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullup Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullup Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullup Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullupjennings.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Cullup Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullup Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullup Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullup Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullup Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullupjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back to Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. I am Todd Duke, glad that you decided to join us here for a night of bowling here with the Kahok boys bowling team as they are victorious here tonight on both sides. Junior varsity and varsity winning tonight over Alton. And joining us now on the postgame show is Collinsville head coach Sean Hay. That was kind of fun, especially that last game. You guys were down by 4 pins heading into the 10th frame on that varsity side and came back and won that thing.
Yeah, and again, it's never over till it's over, and all the other cliches, they all apply. So, as I mentioned before, good teams finish, and that's where we put ourselves in a position to come back and get it, and we were able to capitalize on it, even though we had a little bit of struggles from Ryan, who normally, I mean, last 2 years he's been the high average, so he's allowed to have a game now and then. This team's got his back.
Yeah. All right. So what were you most proud of to see tonight from your team?
Just the whole demeanor that they approached. There's never a moment where, even when things were starting a little rough, no panicking. They were focused when they needed to be, but they were calm about it too. And so that shows a confidence that's earned and is genuine. So,
yeah, more so than anything, man. I see the fun on their faces
absolutely.
That they're having. You know, when you're out at a baseball game or a softball game or a basketball game, you see grit, determination, and that game face on from all these kids in the middle of a game. But when you're bowling, it's a little bit more relaxed and it's a little bit more fun to be a part of, right?
If we're doing it right, that is. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's Diane Hartman. From
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry about this.
Got to listen, huh?
It's better not to fight it.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least they didn't call for a surgeon to come to room 3B, and, you're good.
No, they basically, the bottom line is we are if you can have game face and you can be focused and everything else. The big thing for this team is just to make sure you remain calm. Sometimes you get amped up, you start pressing, start making little physical errors, and then you start panicking, and then it turns into more physical errors. So as long as we can make a mistake here and there and still capitalize on wins, we're going to be good. And they've had a couple situations where it looked like they were going to be down and had a bad game thrown, and they've been calm about it. They've just kind of never doubted for a minute that they weren't going to bring it back. So
go about their business the right way. I liked the way you swatched them PJ Toddlebin there in the last 2 games because he back-to-back 244s.
Oh, for sure. No, here's the thing. We're blessed. We've got a ton of kids on the team that are capable. We had Bryson Hartman down on JV shooting 220s, a couple 220s. So I mean, we have kids that can bowl, and so it's nice on my end to have that option, and it takes the good team attitude to make that work.
So you guys get to have a little bit of time off, and then you're back at it on Saturday at the Plainfield North tournament?
That is correct. We're going to be heading up north on Friday night, and if it snows up there,
Thanks and good luck the weekend.
Thank you, appreciate it. If it snows up there, they know how to handle it, so so we're definitely going to head up there either way.
All right. Well, thanks for the visit, Coach, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks for some girls bowling.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. That is head coach Sean Hay of your Collinsville Kahawks. His team victorious here tonight, and that's going to do it for us. As I said, probably won't have a hockey game tomorrow. It's on the schedule, but Mother Nature is going to have a way of messing with our schedule. So a big thank you to Coach Sean Hay and everybody as we will take on Columbia on the 19th. So maybe until then, we'll see. Just, of course, pay attention to the KahokSports.com Facebook page for information on anything that gets canceled or added or anything like that. My name is Todd Duke, and that's going to do it for me from Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. Everybody have yourselves a fantastic evening.